So when we originally got married as a wedding present, we were given the mopping version of the robotic household cleaner family, let's say, and it is called a Mint. Now, the Mint was doing a really great job, but we had never used a Roomba before, so we didn't realize that there was that much of a difference, and we really did think there was a pretty big difference. So some of the differences were, for example, the Mint did a really good job of not crashing into walls, I'll say. It has a little navigation star, and what happens with it is that it senses where like the wall and the ceiling and everything is, and cabinets, whatever, and so it'll hopefully not crash into them that like intensely. I mean, that's the hope. So that was nice. The problem with the Mint is we had to remove everything on the floor before it would do its job. So the plus side is we were cleaning ourselves, like manually, without even really realizing it, because we're like, oh, we have to get everything off the floor so that we can have the robotic thing do its job. But in the end, that kind of kills the whole point, because the machine should be doing the job for you. And then I felt like we were doing more work than it was really worth. And it was a very expensive machine that somebody bought us. However, we were lucky enough to be able to receive a Roomba to try out. So we did, and we love it. I mean, really, it is the coolest thing ever. And what I'm amazed by, see, this is our Roomba. We love it. What I was amazed by is that this is the dirt container. And this, I mean, we have been setting it off to go every day, which is recommended, by the way. What I love about the Roomba, as opposed to the Mint, is that the other great thing is it goes off automatically. The Mint, you had to clean everything off the floor, like our kitchen here. You had to take that mat off the floor. You had to, like, wet the mop with cleaning solution, which I just used vinegar because I'm me. and then set it off to go, and, like, yes, it would get your floors clean, but, I mean, it wasn't actually picking anything up, so if there's anything on the floor, it would just move it all around. Kind of annoying. And you had to set it up. So the Roomba goes off automatically. Now, the Roomba is 3 times the price of the Mint. So I understand why someone would maybe choose the Mint over the Roomba for just the price point. However, at this point, since we've been trying this out, if they needed the Roomba back, I'd be willing to buy a Roomba, because that is how awesome it has been. I mean, I don't really like vacuuming. I don't know anybody that does like vacuuming. So I think it's great. The other great thing is that my husband has asthma, and I've noticed that this picks up tons and tons of dust. So it makes me feel a little bit better about, like, you know, before once a month we'd actually move our bed out from the wall and try to get stuff that was under there. The Roomba goes under it every day, so I know that what we're sleeping on top of is not, like, filled with dirt and dust and whatever else could be under there. Now, I will talk about some of the negative things why you may choose a Mint over a Roomba. Now, the Mint, I do have to say, ultimately, if I have to be honest, I think both of them work really well together. So we joke that we have War of the Robots going on, because I'll set both of them off at the same time, and I'll have Roomba do the kitchen and get everything off of the floor, actually, like, physically off the floor. It sucks it all up, which is awesome. And then as I say, sick the Mint. You know, go get it. Go get the floor. Like it's a pet. And then get the Mint onto the floor, and it will mop the kitchen floor, which is great, because then not only does it leave a nice smell of whatever cleaning solution you're using, but it also actually scrubs the floor. That's the big difference. Roomba does not scrub. It just sucks everything up. So it depends what you're looking for. I think that people should only buy Mint if maybe they have a couple different things. So one first is if they have a lot of hardwood or they have a lot of tile in their house. We only have 2 places in our apartment that has that, so it wasn't super handy, because once you set it off, if you have a ton of space for it to go, it will just go all through until it hits rug. It can't clean rug because it's a mop. You can't mop rugs. Sorry. So if you have a home that has a ton of tile and hardwood and everything like that, then I think the Mint would be a great option, because you can just turn it on once and have it go. Now, like I said, it's not automatic, so you would have to manually set it down and let it go, put cleaning solution on it and everything, and you have to remember to charge it afterwards. You have to remember to plug it in when it's done. It'll make a little chirping noise, you plug it in, you're good to go. The Roomba, however, usually, not all the time, sometimes it gets stuck, but usually it will find its home base once it's done, and it will charge automatically, which is great, because our biggest problem was that our robotic vacuums, like mints, everything we had occasionally get stuck under furniture, and then you forget to charge them, and that apparently kills the battery. We've never had our batteries killed before, but it takes a long time to charge once they've been sitting under your couch for a while. So be careful with that. The other thing that is different in regards to Mint and Roomba is that Roomba does take some maintenance. You do have to clean out the brushes of the Roomba. I'll show you what I mean. The actual brushes of the Roomba do have to be cleaned out periodically, because especially if you have long hair or pets or anything like that that can get stuck in the bristles, it's kind of difficult to clean. I've actually found it's a bit of a chore, but it's worth it because then you're sucking everything off your ground. Now, as I mentioned with the Mint, you do have to get everything off the floor with the Mint for it to clean. Roomba, you have to get everything off the floor so it doesn't destroy it. Now, some people have joked, including myself, that this should not be called a Roomba. It should be called a Dogba, as I've said. I know, kind of cheesy. But there have been multiple times where I've come home and, like, I don't know, we had a random bar of chocolate that fell out of a grocery bag, and it wound up, like, eating half of the chocolate. Eating, as in getting sucked up into its container thing and into the bristles and whatever. It like ate half the chocolate bar, and then it got stuck in the wheel and then was like being dragged through the apartment. That was not a fun thing to come home to. I've also had my brother comment that once he had like paper towels underneath of his bed, he was just like storing them under there, and the Roomba went underneath the bed and sucked up part of the paper towel and then literally dragged it through his entire upstairs, and there was just like paper towel everywhere, and he came home and was like, what the heck happened? So, if you are a relatively lazy person in the way of leaving things around or leaving things on the floor, Mint might be the way to go. Because what happens with the Mint is instead of sucking it up, because there's no suction, it'll just kind of move it out of the way. Which again, as I mentioned, is one of the problems, because if it's dirt, you want it to be sucked up, but if it's your laptop cord, it's not so much fun to have it sucked up into Roomba. The other thing is, I was explicitly told by my brother, who also has a Roomba, that you cannot leave any small cords laying around. And I would agree with that. So laptop cords, like charging cords, phone chargers, all of those things can get sucked up into Roomba's semi-powerful vacuum and never to see the light of day again. I mean, he said that his wife's phone charger was so destroyed by Roomba that they had to just get a new one. So, I was warned about that. So actually what we've made a habit of doing now is, as soon as we hear the little chirping going off, because I usually have it set for when we're around or whatever, a lot of people have it set for when they go to work. But I would not recommend that, because if you accidentally leave something out, it will be in Roomba by the end of the evening, or all over your kitchen floor. So I wouldn't recommend that. It is pretty loud, but we live in a pretty loud building to begin with, because we're college students. So it's really nothing that new to us. We have a very loud dishwasher and a very loud washing machine. So it's nothing that a big deal. Now, funny uses for the Roomba. This is my favorite part. So when I first got the Roomba, we put it in our bedroom. And like I said, we were setting it off to go off when we were in our apartment. Now, I wasn't setting it for early. I was setting it for like noon or 11 a.m. or whatever. But I started working evening shifts in the hospital for my internship. So I was obviously sleeping pretty late. And I would wake up to Roomba. And I will say it is the best and most annoying alarm in the world, because it is pretty loud. And if you have it in your bedroom, if you have it in your bedroom right next to your bed and it's going off, you will wake up. I mean, it's annoying. And you have to catch it. I mean, you can obviously turn off Roomba. You just hit the little clean button again and it'll turn itself off. but you have to catch it. And like the first thing it would do is go under the bed, and I'm like, I can't find the Roomba. So annoying, but effective. So actually what I started using it for, because it sets, you can schedule it for for certain days at certain times. So I actually started scheduling our Roomba to go off in the morning when we were going to class, so that it would wake us up and we couldn't just snooze it or turn off the alarm like you sometimes instinctively do. You had to catch Roomba to turn it off. So I will recommend that if you have a Roomba. I found it to be pretty effective. The other thing, though, is when you get up in the morning, you do have to make sure that everything's off the floor that can get eaten by Roomba, because you don't want Roomba to eat things. And I love that term, eat. I'm always like, Kyle, get your phone charger off the floor, Roomba's gonna eat it. And yeah, it really will. So, my ultimate conclusion to this very long video, sorry it turned out so long, but there's a lot to Mint and Roomba. My ultimate conclusion is that I love both, and I would buy a Roomba. I don't know if I would buy a Mint. It was given to us as a gift, so we really do appreciate it, but I don't know if I would spend the $100. I think it's $100. It might be more, but I don't know if I'd spend $100 on just having it mop, because we only have this little piece that it can mop. If I had a giant house and whatever, I'd be like, yeah, that's great. But for us, the Roomba has been really, really awesome, and I would probably spend the $300 to get a Roomba myself if I had to. I just think it's the best thing ever. I really do. I love clean floors. Who doesn't love clean floors? It's so awesome. But to the manufacturers of Roomba, something you may want to consider is eventually, someday, maybe having a Roomba that has both the ability to suck up all of this dirt. By the way, this has been like 1 day of dirt. And our apartment's pretty clean because this goes off every day. So, can you say, amazing and surprising? Manufacturers of Roomba, someday you may want to consider putting a mopping capability on the Roomba and have the ability to turn off the suction on the Roomba if you don't want them both at the same time so that it doesn't eat things. Also, you may want to fix it so that it maybe detects something and doesn't eat your laptop cord or eat your phone charger, because that's not fun either. But I guess there's really no way for it to do that. The other thing, Roomba manufacturers, please do something about your brushes. Because like I was saying before, the brushes are pretty difficult to clean. And I know it comes with a little comb and whatever, but like, look at that. I haven't cleaned it yet in about a week, but it's got tons of hair all in there. And we only have a guinea pig, and she's not like out and about, she's in a cage. This is my hair. And I'm like, there's no way I shed that much, but I don't know, it's just all in there. It's annoying to clean. So Roomba manufacturers, mop, don't eat our stuff, hopefully, someday, maybe by magic, and do something about your bristles, people. It's a $300 vacuum. But yeah, it's awesome. Either way. So yeah, that's our conclusion about Roomba and Mint. If you like, subscribe. Bye!